Okay, so now that we have looked at the ratio test and worked a little tiny bit with factorials, I really want to use this video to show you examples of how to apply the test. So as a reminder, what we're looking at with the ratio test is in the limit, we look at the ratio of consecutive terms in absolute value. And if this ratio is smaller than 1, well, actually, I'm going to just make this equal to rho first. And then we know that if rho is less than 1, we have absolute convergence. So the series converges. If rho is greater than 1, the series will diverge, right? Much like geometric series. And if it equals 1, we don't know. It could go either way. So if it equals 1, we need to apply another test. This test fails. All right, so let's start with our first example. So we want to know whether the following series converges or diverges. We're not going to be in the business of finding necessarily what it converges to, but here's the series. And I'm going to show you this one can be done in a couple of different ways, but we'll use it to do the ratio test. So this is 2 to the n plus 5 over 3 to the n. Okay, as we set up the ratio test, we're going to need the limit as n approaches infinity. I'm going to open up absolute value, and we need to write down the n plus first term. So I'm going to write our nth term, but with n plus 1 everywhere you see an n. So 2 to the n plus 1 plus 5 over 3 to the n plus 1. That's the n plus first term, and we're forming the ratio of that with the nth term that we already know what that looks like. And now my job, our work, is to simplify this. So we'll keep the limit on the outside. Limit as n approaches infinity. Absolute value. I'm going to break up this 2 to the n plus 1 can be written as 2 to the n times 2 using a property of exponents, right? Because when we multiply, we add exponents. So I'm just going to break that up. I'm going to do the same thing with 3 to the n plus 1 and write that as 3 to the n times 3 to the first power. And now since we're dividing by a fraction, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So there's a 3 to the n over 2 to the n plus 5. That's the reciprocal of our denominator. And now you can see that we can cancel, at least we can cancel that 3 to the n with this 3 to the n. And I'm going to rewrite what we have. We have the limit as n approaches infinity, absolute value, 2 to the n times 2 plus 5, over, if we multiply across, 3 times 2 to the n plus 15. I went ahead and distributed this 3, multiplied that entire term. Okay, now what I'm going to do to figure out what happens with this as n gets really big is I'm going to divide numerator and denominator by 2 to the n. I can do that because that's just division by 1. So we have limit as n approaches infinity. The first term divided by 2 to the n will just be a 2. So I have 2 plus 5 over 2 to the n over 3, because that 2 to the n will also cancel, plus 15 over 2 to the n. Now, when we take the limit as n gets big, 2 stays itself, 3 also, but 5 over 2 to the n as n gets really big, that goes to 0. 15 over 2 to the n as n gets really big, that goes to 0. And we're left with 2/3. Now 2/3 is smaller than 1, so we can say that this series converges absolutely, right? 2/3 is our rho. Rho is less than 1, so this converges absolutely. FYI, we could have done that, I'll do it in blue, a little differently, and rewritten our series as follows. 2 to the n plus 5 over 3 to the n, both terms in the numerator are divided by 3 to the n. So we can write this as 2 to the n over 3 to the n plus 5 over 3 to the n. And using some properties of sigma notation, we can split this up and write n equals 1 to infinity of 2/3 to the n plus, I'm going to pull out the 5, n equals 1 to infinity of 1/3 to the n. You can see here, both of these are geometric series with r less than 1, so we could just tell here that they converged. We could in fact find the sum of these series if we want to. I'm not going to do that right now because that's not our focus, but if you're interested, for each series you can use a over 1 minus r. A is the first term, r is the common ratio, and you can find their sum. But so that was our first example using the ratio test. Let's try another one, and our second one will involve some factorials. So this will be example number 2. And let's try the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of, start a little easier here than all right, we'll do n plus 1, n plus 1 over n factorial. All right, so we're going to set up our ratio test, and we'll do the limit as n approaches infinity, absolute value, the n plus first term. So I'm going to plug in n plus 1 everywhere that I have an n. So in the numerator will be n plus 1 plus 1, that's n plus 2. Denominator is n plus 1 factorial. That's the n plus first term. We're going to divide this by the nth term, so that's n plus 1 over n factorial. All right, so this gives us limit as n approaches infinity, absolute value, n plus 2 over, now let's recall that we can, well, actually I'm going to leave it like this and tell you why we would like to rewrite that. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. That's n factorial over n plus 1. Now, I can't take the limit as n goes to infinity if I have these factorials. It's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try to rewrite this so that I can cancel out n factorial. So that's what I'm going to do in this next step, using what we learned earlier about the meaning of factorials and how they can be rewritten in different ways. So I'm going to keep this as n plus 2. In the denominator, n plus 1 factorial is the same thing as n plus 1 times n factorial. This is n factorial over n plus 1. Here, now the n factorials cancel out. And we're going to be able to take the limit. In fact, we can take it now, because the highest power of n in the numerators, the dominant term is n to the first. In the denominator, when these get multiplied, that's going to give me an n squared. So this is going to be 0 because the denominator is going to grow faster. We get an n squared. This is always less than 1, so this converges absolutely, since rho is less than 1. Okay. In the next video, I'm going to do 2 more examples and wrap up the ratio test.